Good morning, everyone. Shalom. So, for today, for Sunday, we are going to learn rather and meditate on Mark 1:29 to 39, which in the church also you would be hearing. So, from this passage, after I studied, I understood two main important things that we can actually learn from here. One is the role that the disciples play, how they actually played the role of disciple. Just being disciple of God doesn't make you a disciple. You need to behave like one, right? So from here we see 5 points of the disciples, how we should be a disciple, and 5 points of Jesus, how he was the Son of God and how we should imbibe those qualities in us to represent Jesus to others, like learning from his life. This passage talks of a normal, typical day in Jesus' life where he goes on to preach and he does his vocation and everything else. So let's be. And to learn, the first point over here is now Simon's mother in law lay ill with a fever, and immediately they told him about her. Catch the word, immediately. So what happens is the disciples immediately go to Jesus and talk about Simon Peter's mother-in-law, the illness. What we can do, learn from here is that when we get an intention from somebody, what we do is we wait for that Friday when we will sit with all the intentions that we get and we will pray. But no, that's not how we should behave. It should be immediate. When somebody tells us that please pray for me, it's not like okay রাতের বেলা প্রেয়ার করব তোর জন্য যখন আমি সব প্রেয়ার গুলো বলি আর টা ফাদার বলে দেব না. No. If somebody tells you something, maybe you're busy, I understand, but when you get that moment, you be like, Lord, just bless her. It takes just 2 seconds probably to say, Lord, that Lord bless maybe Jacinta, maybe somebody. So that thing we have to understand, that is immediately. Second is, that evening at sundown, they brought to him all who were sick or oppressed by demons. They brought to him. You need to take the people, those who are sick. If somebody comes to you sick, nobody comes to you, sorry. If you see somebody who is sick, you take that person to prayer. You understanding? It's not like you will pull her up to heaven, no. But take her name or take his name and pray to God. It's that simple. You need to take that initiative. You have to, if you are the disciple, you have to. They might not come to you, but you need to bring them to God. Understanding? Third is that search. So Simon and those who were with him searched for him. We need to search for God. When we are disciple, see, you have to understand this thing. When we were a sinner, we were completely away from God. So God came to us. But now that we know who is God, we need to search for him. You're understanding the depth. He goes after that all the in all eternity and he leaves the 99 sheep and he goes for that one sinner. Now we are no more the sinner when we are disciple of God, right? So we are those 99. We have to search for him. He won't come searching for us. He has already searched it and got us and has trusted us to stay in that flock. But now we need to search for our master. Very important when we are the disciples. Today in our church, our parish priest said a beautiful thing, that once we are with the Lord, we forget sharpening the axe, sharpening our prayer life. So we need to keep sharpening our prayer life. Getting it? The fourth is that found. When you search, you will find him. Obviously, that's pretty cool thing to understand. And the last point of this disciple role is the fifth point, that is obeying whatever he says. Look here. When they searched him and they found him and said to him, everyone is looking for you. And he said to them, let us go on to the next town that I may preach there also, for this is what I came for. And he went all throughout Galilee, preaching in the synagogues and casting out demons. No more word. When the master said that, come along with me to another town, you just go. You are not like, but Lord, I think we should stay here. No. You said what you had to say. That is very important also, that you say what you need to say. But then when somebody tells you something of higher authority, you just listen, obey. That is very important. These 5 things we need to keep in mind. One is immediately. When somebody comes to us with prayers, we don't keep them waiting. We do it immediately. They brought to him. We need to bring people to God. Third is searching for God, because we are now the disciples and not the sinner. not that one lost sheep. Fourth is we will find him and we have to be with him. Fifth is obeying whatever he says without question. Clear? What as disciples we need to be these 5 things. Going to the role of Jesus, what did Jesus did? He came and Simon Peter lay ill with fever, and immediately they told him about her, and he came, took her by the hand and lifted her up. Did Jesus say like why, how, for how long? We all have been hearing this, that Jesus does it immediately, like he does what he feels like doing. So he just lifted her up and even did not say. Most of the times we hear that Jesus says something and then the person gets up. No, Jesus did nothing. He just lifted her up, said nothing. You're getting it? And the fever left her and she began to serve them. Simple, shortcut. Just bring her up. The second thing is that we see that what Jesus did, Jesus did not say anything. To Mary Magdalene, to other people, he said something. And then they, reperculated and came back to Jesus and left all this in her life. No. Over here, the mother-in-law, she was just lifted up by the hand and she goes and serves. She says nothing. She is healed. She knows that power of God. She knows what touched her. She knows how to change the life and why. That conviction, even in all the videos also, every person, even Benda was speaking so beautifully, you need to practice it. So thing is conviction. Jesus comes, touches you, and he's not like a person who will give you 10 minutes ka lecture. You need to feel it within. So when we are implementing the virtues of Jesus, we need to be like that, not big fat something. Rather we do something little with our little emotions and do it with honesty. Very important that we do it honestly, not pretentious. Not like 10 minutes lecture just to say one small word, like maybe a thank you. A small thank you is all that is needed to convict a person. Understanding that small things you do with honesty. Third is that very, very, very beautiful and gorgeous thing about this passage is that, and rising very early in the morning, while it was still dark, he departed and went out to a desolate place, and there he prayed. He is the Son of God, man. Why does he need to pray? He is the prayer himself. Still he goes. It just try to imagine that thing that like goes, even like for example a professor, high rank professor, master, a graduate, maybe the master thing of something. Suppose you are philosophy, you have done masters and everything, and you still go back to plus 11 book and study philosophy. It sounds so like kiddish, but he does it anyway because he knows that his strength is there in that plus 11 book. Understanding the point, the prayer is so important. Being, that first step, sharpening the axe, the first thing you need to do is that take a small stone and then sharpen it. Even though you know that it's so strong and so powerful, still you have to do it. Fourth is that where was it? And he healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons. He healed many. He did not heal all. Jesus could have healed all of the people those who were brought to him, but he healed many, not all of them. So all the good things that we think we do are got from God is not necessary. Some things not doing, some good deeds not doing is also from God. So we need to discern. We need to know. How will we know that? By prayer, of course. Fifth is that giving attention. When the disciples came to Jesus and said that everyone is looking for you, he could have just said, so what? So what? Let's go there. No. He said to them, let us go to the next town. He did not order. He just said it politely. Let us go to the next town. Your attitude, the way you give attention to others, shows your attitudes towards them. Understanding? Simple logic over here. and that I may preach there also, for that is what I came from. He knows his role, but he's not like commanding, or he did not set a plan to them from beforehand. He went to prayer, he understood it, he listened to what the disciples said, and then he said what he had to say. So these 5 things from Jesus' ministry that we need to learn is that: lifted her up, doing with honesty, small deeds, maybe not big lectures, but small deeds. Begin to serve through the tide. When we convict somebody with honesty, you don't need to say much. They will do accordingly. They will do it. Third is that prayer. We need to sharpen our axe. Very important. So we need to go in prayer every single day. Every single day. Healing many, but not all. So when we do good deeds to others, also for others, just a small prayer, just bring in Jesus, so that even that good deed is not, corrupted. Fifth is that giving attention to the disciples, showing your attitudes towards them. So these 5 points, I hope that we could learn, and we learn it from Jesus and implement in our own discipleship life, so that we can become a good disciple of God. I just hope that we learn to be good human beings from these small passages and learn from these virtues. Have a good day, and shalom.